Love wants you, we can bring it on the floor. Never danced like this before. We don't talk about it.
Hey guys, what's cracking? We are here today looking at our competitive analysis series. We're going to be looking at the counterpart to, well, it's what I consider the counterpart, the male counterpart maybe, to our last video, which was Pheromosa. And so today we're going to be looking at Buzzwole, which a Pokemon will probably live its entire competitive career in the shadow of Pheromosa. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. So right off the bat, you see that Buzzwole has a fantastic amount of physical bulk and physical attack, with highly limiting special options, just basically none to speak of, and a mediocre at best speed stat, pretty bad speed stat in all honesty. Even with the slow space meta game, that speed stat is really going to be holding it back. But it definitely has the bulk, at least on the physical side, to take a lot of hits. As well as not that bad defensive typing, not great by any means, but definitely has some interesting resistances such as fighting and ground, and I think it's neutral to rock, so it definitely got some interesting things there. But it does hit like a truck, and Beast Boost, allowing to boost that attack stat, is crazy because this thing just gets so strong so fast as far as power. I think that's the one thing that it can do a little bit better than Pheromosa, is because it doesn't really worry about speed as often as Pheromosa does. It has the luxury to just kind of go all in and try to beat the crap out of stuff. It does have somewhat limiting physical move pool. I think access to most of the elemental punches, and then stab, and then things like earthquake, rock coverage are pretty much all it's got. No special coverage to speak of. But it can hit most of the things at once, but it can't hit some things like fairy types very hard. Fairy type obviously resisting both of its stabs, and it has nothing to hit those fairy types. So there are some things that can't hit that well. But all in all, things aren't going to be wanting to come into this thing's attacks very often. There's not a lot of Pokemon that can, especially with this thing is kind of, I feel like, going towards filling the hole that was left by the loss of Mega Heracross. Not that Mega Heracross was like a huge metagame defining mon, but this pretty much fits the exact same role as Mega Heracross. Very similar speed tier, very similar amount of physical bulk, obviously the same typing, similar attack ability, offensive ability. So I would say Heracross was a little better in terms of most of that, actually. I think Heracross had 75 speed, but also had like way more attack and also skill link. So it was Beast Boost obviously is nice, but I think I would have take Heracross most of the time. Because especially it's got better mixed bulk, I think, was a big part of Heracross. But regardless, we're going to start getting into some sets, actually. The first set we've got coming at you guys is the Assault Vest set. And this is a really popular set right now. With Adamant Nature, Hammer Arm, Leech Life, Earthquake, Stone Edge. I am a big fan of the Assault Vest item in general. Basically, this allows it to take those special attacks that it wasn't going to be able to take. It starts to become a much better version of Conkeldurr with this item. Beast Boost obviously makes it super strong, so I think that's the best way to describe this, is it's a much better version of Conkeldurr, because Leech Life does give you that recovery similar to how Drain Punch used to give you that recovery. Obviously, the one difference is that Conkeldurr is a really nice status switch-in. With Guts, it fits in a lot of teams really nicely with that, but this thing offers so much more than Conkeldurr in terms of just raw power abilities with things like Beast Boost. So I think that it kind of has that going for it on the other hand. So Hammer Arm, obviously your speed stats are not great on this set anyways, so Hammer Arm really doesn't matter to you that much. Leech Life gives you some nice solid stab recovery, actually, which can keep you taking hits for a little longer. Earthquake, Stone Edge, just Edge Crit Combination, unless you want to tech in a move such as Thunder Punch or something like that, some kind of move that's going to allow you to hit something that I guess you weren't already hitting, like you really needed to hit water types, but the thing is you can just hit them with Hammer Arm just as hard as you're hitting Thunder Punch. I guess, like, yeah, there's not, I was going to say, like, maybe Gyarados, but then you just run Stone Edge. Like, there's not a lot of Pokemon that you need to run anything else to other than this moveset for, so this is probably my favorite set, but the next set's also pretty cool, and that's going to be the Choice Scarf set. And so Choice Scarf, Buzzwole really substitutes ability as a wall breaker and or tank, and becomes rather, kind of like almost like a, it's a lot, this one is a lot like Moxie Heracross, actually. It's pretty much exactly like Moxie Heracross, just a little stronger, so take from that what you will, I guess. It's very similar to the Moxie Heracross Scarf set. Basically, you come in late game, and once your checks and counters are removed, and just start clicking Leech Life, probably. Obviously, you actually probably wouldn't want to run Hammer Arm. Now that I think about that, Hammer Arm is very stupid on this set. Do not run Hammer Arm. You probably would have to run something like Brick Break or whatever else special cover, physical fighting coverage this thing gets, because you definitely do not want to be running Hammer Arm. I don't think it actually gets close combat. So that's kind of holding it back. Otherwise, close combat would be really nice. But this set, yeah, obviously in the end functions very similar to the Moxie set, because Beast Boost basically is just Moxie for any stat that you can invest up. So yeah, so that's going to be Buzzwole, and we're going to start looking at just some overall points I want to go over. It fits right at home on bulky offense and balanced archetypes. Even maybe if a bulky balanced team wanted a more, I'll say, offensive mon. It could also fit in the hyper offense with the scarf set, I would definitely say, but this mon really, really is textbook just bulky offense, which is just take hits, hit back hard, take hits, hit back hard. And it also works well with balance because it does have a cool kind of amount of bulk and typing to go with it. So it can fit in the balance teams that rely more on switching and strategies, like as far as how you're switching. So it does have some exploitable typing holes, so it is weak to the common fire and flying types, which is definitely unfortunate. And especially with its special amount of special coverage and the amount of special fire types running around, basically anything running HP fire is going to be doing like 70 or 80% of this, so it really like wears it down. And it's got very limited coverage for a slower Pokemon, so unfortunately, if you haven't gotten like a Beast Boost or 2 up, this thing can't OHKO things that it's not hitting super effectively, and it doesn't have the coverage to hit everything super effectively. So, such as, really what I was trying to get at with that is like fairy types. So any kind of like decent fairy type can really put a cramper on Buzzwole's style. But ultimately, I just want to say that it faces a really stiff competition from Pheromosa, who does a lot of very similar stuff while also having a lot of speed. Obviously, Buzzwole takes hits better. Pheromosa outspeeds everything, and I think in general, it's better to outspeed and kill than it is to take a hit and kill. So, you know, I don't know. It's gonna. I think for the rest of its career, it's gonna face a lot of competition as long as it's in the same tier as Pheromosa. I don't think this thing will be dropping to UU ever, or at least not anytime soon. And because if it was in UU, this thing would get banned so fast. It's just a better Heracross in most ways. But alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a comment, rate, subscribe, all that good stuff. It is always very appreciated. Definitely go try Buzzwole on the ladder. It is, I think, a really fun Pokemon to use. But until next time, I will see you guys later. Krakenation out.